darker areas. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of on the edge. Remember, the farther away something is, the darker it is. So obviously the back of his head is farther away than the front, so it's going to be a little darker. I'm not going to blend it right into this background because although some techniques, use that pretty well. But it is going to be darker on the edges, like in the further away points, especially at the bottom here. Now I can maybe overlap. This is B and this is B. So now I got the same pencil, and that. It's really a lot of just layering, coming back and back, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do all this in one video. So I'll just do as much as I can, as much as you guys want to see. I'm going to come back over this because this is like really obviously really pitch black. So I'll come back to this, like for example this top lip here. If you look like this, hopefully you can see. Using my sideways technique of rolling this pencil in my fingers. And again, this is not, you don't have as much control holding it like this, but I'm not going to the exact edges that will define the mouth yet anyway, so I can do an overhand grip. In other words, it's coming out a little bit more on all sides. Just getting the center nice and dark right now. And this could kind of do the same thing. Again, it fades out, so the further towards the edge, I don't press as hard. Yeah. Later on we'll get into doing these lines here and how it has a real defined edge. Once it gets this, I'll go back over this later, obviously. But for now, I just want to give you an idea. Again, I usually don't talk. I hope I'm not just rambling for the sake of talking, but just laying down some other dark areas here. See, he's got this little thing in his temple, so I'll just put a little graphite down there. And you wouldn't believe how many times I come back and forth and go over and over and blend some more and take some out and blend some more. And so this is not going to be a finished product by any means. I just wanted to show you some of the pencil holding techniques that I like. And here's about where I go like this, and now we could see some of the, hopefully you guys can too, where some of the darker, by squinting a little too, you can also. So I'm establishing what's called tonal values right now. So I know how dark it is, in other words, in certain areas of the drawing. Then we'll, come back and blend that all in. Maybe a little in there. He's got something here going. And this is just a crude first layer. Trying to just show myself where, where the tone is. Details later. Right now, because I don't want to blend out my details, spend all this time drawing wrinkles and all the cross wrinkles and everything else in his head, and then come back and have to blend them away and redo. So sometimes I'll just put light ones down for the guidelines, and then then I'll know where to come back. Now I'm doing a B sideways, and I'm overlapping where that, where I left off. Press really hard here, and then as I approach the edge, I lightened up, I let up on my pencil. And a lot of this, some of the things that I've learned to do, there's no way to even show you on this because you can't feel the weight that I sense in my hand to know how much pressure to put on the paper, because I mean that's key. You know, how much pressure do you put on the paper can't be shown in a video, and it can absolutely determine how dark you're getting this. When I first did bald foreheads, it was hard to, you know, does it go like this or does it go like that? And it's a little of both, and you just kind of keep going back and forth doing both. To me, it's better to go darker and then pull some out, pull some back out with a kneaded eraser later, than it is to go too light and just keep going over and over it. You know, the one thing that was always just obvious to me, nobody ever told me this, but make your darks dark. I mean, really dark. That can take your drawings to such a whole new level, right? Just doing that one thing, just making your dark areas in the corners of his eye, I mean, pitch freaking black. As dark as you can get it. And when you're doing some small area like that, then it's okay, maybe use a 2B or 3B or something. I never use really anything over 2 or 3B. They go all the way up to 9. I don't even think I think I may own one. But my god, it's probably like a crayon when you're getting it that soft, because they mix the wax and the graphite. And here's what I mean about getting rid of that line as we approach that, you know, that edge. I want to get rid of any indication that it's a drawing, if I can. And again, this is going to change shape because it's really... And the reason I took that blending stump at first and went over like where it met, because it removed some of the graphite from the hard press over here, and it will allow me to put more on top of the blended area. In other words, I can't make this any darker, I can't add graphite to this, but if I remove it like through here with the blending stump, then I can graduate it, make it more gradual when I come back over. So it's a pretty defined line from like this point up to here, it looks like, you know, and then it's got some more. But as I do the finger shading, you know, you want to go like this, obviously, or try to figure out the shape of the finger so that you blend in the shape that the feature is. In other words, you know, you want to go straight down like that. So anyway, this is probably just do a little bit more before I start blending here. I don't know how much time we got on this thing. 16 minutes? Oop. Okay guys, I'll pick this up on another one.